Changing your mindset can be a private victory, but changing your actions can lead to public interruptions and even social change. Today, we would like to talk about how and why this is possible.
When people hear the phrase shaping society, they usually think big. They think of governments, movements, revolutions, and history. They think of society as something distant, something that only powerful people can influence.
But we believe it begins much closer than that. We believe it begins with you.
Exactly. Growing up in an international environment, I realized early on that nothing about society is fixed. What feels normal in one place can feel completely different somewhere else. I'm surrounded by different languages, cultures, mindsets, and expectations. From quite early on, that teaches you something pretty important. The values people live by, the standards they accept, the way that they define success, ambition, even identity, all of it shifts depending on the environment.
So society is not a force of nature we have to endure. It is a design we have power to edit.
Yes, society isn't a fixed structure we just inhabit. It's a blueprint we're still drafting. It is built. It is built by what people normalize, what they reward, what they tolerate, and what they repeat. And if it is built, it can also be changed.
But many of us struggle to believe that. We have been told that success starts and ends with a positive mindset. And if you think differently, you become successful.
And we see these polished images of success everywhere. We see results, but we don't see the process. We see achievement, but not the discipline, the effort, the process. It makes us feel like impact only belongs to the ready or the naturally gifted.
So we wait. Do wait to become someone who matters enough to make a difference? But there's one problem with this only mindset story. What if the biggest thing holding you back isn't you?
What do you mean?
Well, people don't develop in isolation. For me, this became clear after years of fighting with severe sickness. I finally got better, but instead of moving on, people saw my past.
So they kept the old version of you alive.
Exactly. One teacher used to say, wow, look at you now. But remember when you couldn't do sports at all? And this "but remember" was like an anchor, pulling me back to the bottom, to the past that wanted to be forgotten.
This is just where the cycle begins. When someone is repeatedly seen through a past version of themselves, they start to doubt themselves, close themselves off to possibilities. They start taking fewer risks.
And the society sees the hesitation and says, see, she hasn't changed much.
This can even lead to preservative cognition, where our minds keep replaying those negative experiences until they drain our energy and stop us from moving forward. Society is not an abstract force. It is people. It is us. If society is a cycle of signals and expectations, then how do we interrupt it?
We have to understand that influence is not one-directional. Psychologists call this social learning theory. One of them, Albert Bandura, explained that not only the individuals learn from their own thoughts, but also from how the society reacts to them.
Influence is not a one-way street.
While others and our environments do teach us and do influence us, we, in return, do influence our society through our thoughts, which are determined by our actions.
That means every interaction is a choice. Every time someone acts with discipline in a culture of excuses or speaks with courage in an environment of conformity, they shift what others believe is possible.
So, the shift is really simple. When someone is seen for who they're becoming rather than who they were. This changes everything. For example, a simple "I see how hard you're trying" can change how someone sees themselves.
You don't need permission to be someone who contributes. Confidence doesn't come first, action does. Discipline looks like doing the right thing repeatedly long before anyone notices.
So Bandura taught us that not only we influence society through our actions, but also society influences us.
Your life always says something, even if you aren't trying to make a statement. The question is, what does it say?
So, to conclude, we have two truths. First, we influence society, and second, society influences us in return.
They are a part of the exact same cycle. So imagine if we understood this responsibility.
Imagine if we all are trying something new. Imagine being you, the person who reinforces the change rather than doubt. This will change everything, not only for you, but for your society as well.
We should spend less time waiting to feel important enough and more time asking ourselves what kind of example we're setting right now, in our schools, in our homes, in our friendships.
Because when enough people see what is possible rather than what's past, them and their societies start to change.
And when the environment shifts, new behavior becomes possible for everyone.
And the cycle stops and breaks.
And that is how society moves.
By one person stepping forward,
and quietly giving others permission to do the same.
And if you change the internal weather inside of your brain,
then you change the climate of the room that you're standing in.
So let's conclude. If you want to break the cycle, then not only you have to change the internal thoughts inside of your brain,
but you have to change the signal you send out to society and watch how society transforms to meet you.